relationship will.
Sonica, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Let's set up a new goal here. Let's do 3 of these. Would you kitties? Lauren, welcome back. Mexi Pino, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. Machizzy, welcome in. Oh, I know what it is because I need to flip the camera. That's why. There we go. That's what's missing. When you flip the camera, it works. Sheep Jam, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We'll wait for 10 minutes after the hour or 20 people in the room. Let's get the whole effect in. Make sure we get everything. How's everybody doing tonight? Sunday night, did everybody enjoy their extra hour of sleep? I sure did. I loved waking up and being 6 o'clock. Thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate it. Sheep Jam, thank you so much. Sheep Jam is your first time? Kimberly, welcome in. Yeah, we said goodbye to Halloween. We had our fun fall activities. We had Halloween. We want to enjoy the holidays as much as possible. It goes by so quickly. Oh, you've been here? Okay, perfect. Hey, Liam, welcome in. Yeah, today is our first day of the Christmas season. We do have a new goal. Thank you guys so much for getting that goal, 80% there. We're also live on TikTok. To those of you who are on YouTube, please join my page. Yay, we made it. Thank you so much for making that goal. Machizzy, I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead up and set up a new goal. Lauren, thank you so much for getting us our goal. I really appreciate that. Let's do a maybe Christmas one's out yet. Let's go a little higher and see if we can do butterfly. I'm looking through all of these little things. Oh, thank you for Stag. I appreciate that. let's do the floating octopus. Let's do 3 of those. See if we can get there. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour or 20 people in the room. We have all new fresh titles, all new Christmas titles. We went into the archives, got out our archival pieces of Christmas. So we will be doing 2 Christmas and 2 regular. We also have our decorations from last year. For those of you who are new to the live, we were in full swing with our live, but we hadn't been doing Project Wednesday up until Christmas. And so in this pink pot, we have all of our decorations that we created last year. We've come a long way. We've come a long way. And then I will show you guys what our project for this Wednesday. We will be showing that in a couple of minutes. We'll start. We're already at 2,000 likes. Thank you guys so much for the 2,000 likes. Really appreciate that. Let's see if we can get this angled right. We are going for a gold and red tree today, this year. We took out everything in this room, started all over again, swept the floors, mopped, got all the glitter off the floor from the previous season, cleaned everything up, put everything away, took down everything from Christmas time so that we can begin. So we can begin new. We'll begin in a moment. We'll just wait for 10 minutes after the hour, and then we will start with our books. All right. This Wednesday, for Project Wednesday, we are going to be making angels decorations for the tree. We kind of stole the idea from the ghosts that we made for Halloween. So what we're going to do is you're going to get a styrofoam, a little this one's a smaller styrofoam than the actual ghost. That gives us more fabrics. We're going to be working with fabrics this Wednesday. So with the fabrics, we're going to be able to cut that in half and be able to get some wings. And then glitter the heck out of it so it looks like a very nice snow angel. With this one, we used gold spray paint. We also have pink and we have silver. So I want you guys to keep your colors in mind as to what you want to be making for your snow angel. And then we're going to hang, that's going to be our first decoration for our tree. Now the real estate on this tree is pretty tight. The real estate on this tree, pretty tight. So we're gonna have to really make use of all the square space that we can. Thank you so much, Stacy. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the live, we're here Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. for the East Coast and 9 p.m. for the West Coast. Subtract an hour from that if you are in the Central Time Zones. So if it's 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock for the Central Time, and then 9 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock. A little confusing. All right, so that's going to be our project. This is our Christmas tree. We will be celebrating Christmas for the month of November and December. We'll be throwing in a couple of Thanksgiving books, and we'll be throwing in some Halloween books so that we don't forget about the holidays. But we do have our YouTube background. I think for the month of November, we're going to keep the colors, the lights, colorful, and then December, we'll change it to white. Look at how pretty it looks white, guys. I love a white Christmas tree. One day, I'll have a pink and white. One day. Then we have some of our decorations from last year. So the West Coast, we pulled out, or from the East Coast Live, we pulled out some of the decorations for last year. We have our glitter chunky candy cane that we made. We love our glitter here. Look at how pretty that is. Look at how pretty that is. Doesn't that make you happy? Doesn't that make you feel festive? We made a couple of, we made some reindeer out of these little clothespins. We got some brown chenille. Do you remember these, Stacy? Then we got like a little ribbon for the little tie. That was probably the East Coast. This was the very first decoration that we made. We didn't aspire to too much. We kept it really low key. This is the very first decoration that we made. Not a lot. Right, Stacey? It's been a whole year. Not a lot of thought went into that, but you know, that's the way it is when you make decorations over the years. Then we kept a couple of ones that we made last month for Halloween. We absolutely loved this snow owl. So we kept her. She fits in perfectly with Christmas time. So we're gonna keep her, but these guys are gonna stay at the bottom here because again, the real estate on this tree, real crunchy. The real estate on this tree, really crunchy, so we have to keep as much square space as possible. What other decorations do we have? Oh yeah, we made gingerbread men. We used peppercorn. We got a little bit creative on this one. We used peppercorn and then we got some little cupcake frosting things and we glued them. I think we'll do gingerbread again this year, but we'll do something a little bit more complex. A little bit more complex. And then we made snowflakes. Again, we weren't we weren't aiming too high when we made these. This one had little jingle bells on it with glitter. We can try it again this year. We can try again this year. All right, and as we read books, we're going to be unveiling more. So let's go ahead and unveil the first one. This goes along with the bell. This is one, I can't remember if this was the East Coast or the West Coast. They made a little glittery bell. We lost the little thing to hang it, so we're gonna have to fix it, but this is one of the very first decorations that we made for Project Wednesday. A little bell. We'll put this one down here. It's made out of paper, so we have to be very gentle with it, otherwise they're gonna rip it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're starting a new anthology. The Little Critter series. We love a good Little Critter series. Just a Little Critter collection. 7 books inside. We got this one at the thrift store. And somebody has a little note. It says 2018 to my they try to spell beautiful, but they to my beautiful Angel. I love you forever. Love, Grandin Susie. Oh, maybe it's Grandma Susie. Grandma Susie, we love you. Even though you spelled beautiful, beautiful. Sheep Jam, yeah, these are classics. Bailey B, yeah, we love a good Little Critter book. We love a good. This one's called When I Get Bigger. When I Get Bigger. When I get bigger, I'll be able to do lots of things. When I get bigger, I'll be able to do lots of things. I'll go to the corner store by myself. Now, these ones are really good because you have to find the mouse and the spider. Sometimes it's a grasshopper, a cricket. Sometimes it's a cricket and the grasshopper. Here you have the mouse. Sometimes they hide them really good, and sometimes they make them really, like, you gotta find them. So here, there's a little general store, a little town. There's a little critter. He's got some money with him. He's gonna go find himself something to buy. Fresh fruit, maybe. Candy sold here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go here. Hey, stay sucker free. Welcome in. Please join our page. And spend my allowance on anything I want. Yeah, looks like he spent some of that money on candy. I'll wait until the light is green. Then I'll look both ways for cars before I cross the street. So let's see if we can find the mouse. Yeah, there's the mouse. I think this is way before they decided to hide them. They're kind of making them out in the open there. Not too challenging. I'll have my own watch and I'll tell everyone what time it is. I'll go on a bus to Grandma and Grandpa's. I think this is what we all aspire to when we can finally be independent. Ride the bus by ourselves. Go visit our grandparents by ourselves instead of with our parents. I'll go to first grade. There's the teacher. He's in school by himself. Some of them aren't handling first grade as well as the others. But that's fine though. When I get bigger, I'll have a real leather football, my radio, and a pair of Super Pro roller skates. I'll have a two-wheeler and a paper route. I'll make lots of money when I get older. There's the mouse right there. Not fun. This book has old library smell to it. It smells really good. Very comforting. At the playground, I'll help the little kids on the swings. And I'll pick out my own boots at the shoe store. Mindy, these are really fun. Vicky, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Boots on sale. So for those of you who are just joining, this is Little Critter. He's talking about all the things that he will do once he gets old enough. I'll make a phone call and dial it myself. I'll order something from a catalog and I'll come in with the mail. Guys, yes, we changed it, Mindy, from Halloween to Christmas. Guys, all of these things in these pages are obsolete. I'll make a phone call. I'll order something from a catalog. And it will come in the mail. None of these. I wonder, I'm going to ask my 7th graders if they wait for something in the mail. I'm going to ask them tomorrow. Do you guys know what the mail is? Right, Mindy? Isn't that sad? It's a rotary phone. We're ordering something in a catalog. Well, this is a iPhone. This is Amazon. Right, Mindy? This is email. Well, it could be Amazon as well. When I get bigger, I'll camp out in the backyard all night long. Yeah, there's a little mouse there. We love a good moon in children's literature. There's bats. A good owl. We love an owl in children's literature. Or I'll stay up to see the end of the late movie Even if I get sleepy, I won't go to bed. I did, Mindy. Thursday, it was haircut time. I was getting too hairy. I took a pound off of my head. There's a little kid saying it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But right now, I have to go to bed because mom and dad say, there's the little mouse. The little mouse already went to sleep. He's dragging him on the blanket. The mouse is going for a free ride. Mom and dad say I'm not bigger yet. Enjoy it, friend. Our next one is I was so mad. The end. Just a Little Critter collection. 7 books inside. A good way to start the live. A good way to start our Christmas season here at Live. Welcome, everybody. If you are new, welcome to our page. We have curated and cultivated a really good live audience, small community. This is a boutique live. We don't aspire for high numbers. We consider ourselves small, classic boutique. All right, let's now look. Oh, let's take a vote. What did we think about this one? I give this one a 10. Always a 10 with Little Critter. You can't go wrong with these books. Good story, good illustrations, lots of details. Always something to find in them. Let's see what everybody is thinking tonight. Tammy, you give it a 10. Mexi Pina a 10. Mindy, 10 for sure. I agree. Yeah, we love the classics. 10. It's good to mix the classics along with the new ones that come out. There's always a lot of fresh titles too. Amber UGC Classic 10, yes. Mm-hmm. Sheep Jam, yes, very nostalgic. I agree. Let's see. We also have our other decorations that we've put up. We've got these little bells with lights on them. I think I'm going to tighten this up a little and bring them up here so that we can see them. I thought by hanging them that would be fun. But... Hey, Georgia Peach, welcome in. Thank you so much, A. I appreciate that. Okay, let's look back inside of the basket. We are, for those of you who are new, this live has been around for a year now. We started in September, but it wasn't until Christmas time that we started Project Wednesday. So we took out all the old decorations that we made from last year and we're reminiscing about the past. The first ever decoration that we made were these little bells. Here's the green one. We didn't do a model one. We just did a East Coast and a West Coast. This one lost its... Hey, Dartini, welcome in. Welcome back. This one lost its little hook thing. We gotta find it. So we're gonna put this over here temporarily for now. Just so that we can see it. So the second decoration that we made were these little reindeers. And I think this is when we started doing models. So we got these little clips. We got these little clips and we got googly eyes. We got some pom-poms. We started making these very simple little reindeers. Never too early for Christmas. Right, Mindy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, these were a lot of fun to make. We got some little chenille stems, some pipe cleaners. These are the fuzzy ones. We got googly eyes, these little, and then we put a little ribbon around them. It made it really fun. Because we didn't have a real tree. I put on the wall, I made this little Christmas tree out of yarn. I put some white lights around it, and we just started very small and simple. We were very poor back then. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love. And now look at us. We have expanded. We've grown. funny. I need to put these up here. We have to be very careful with where we put the decorations at because we still have 2 months worth of decorations that we need to find places for. So the real estate on this tree is very tight. Right, Georgia Peach? We started out very small, very humble. Our tree was made out of green yarn, and I put little tacks on the wall, and we just made like this little tree. We strung some white lights around it. We started decorating. By the time I put my Christmas tree up, I was like, oh no, we need the real thing now. Mindy, it's a lot of fun. I love making them. They're a lot of fun because I always like going through, I still go through my mom's stuff. And one thing that's lasted throughout the years, I have this little stocking. We made a little stocking. I think it was like first or second grade. There's cotton on top, and then the teacher gave us our picture. We drew a little hole in the middle and put it in there. I wish we could have a side-by-side picture. I know. Stacy, right? Maybe I'll bring them up in a minute on my phone. We'll bring up pictures. I'm pretty sure I have some. All right, our next book for tonight, we have new titles. Let me see, what did I do? We have all our Christmas titles. Oh, we're gonna do this one. You guys are gonna love it. The millennials in our group are gonna really love this one. Arthur's Christmas. We love it. I'm surprised we don't have any more Arthur books. There's so many. Arthur's Christmas. For my grandma Thora, who taught me about giving. Yeah, Arthur is a really good. We love a good Arthur book. And look at this cute little village. Snowing. We love a good moon, or that's probably that's got to be a sun. It's snowing the little village. Isn't that the best, Georgia Peach? We've got these colonials. The street full of colonials. Snowing. You got this car right here with the Christmas tree on it. The Arthur books have names hidden in them. Oh, I did not know that. We're going to have to find them. Hidden names. Arthur and D.W. had been in the drugstore a long time. For heaven's sake, D.W. said, this store is full of presents. Pick one and let's go. There's D.W. being really pushy. Hey, Shy, welcome in. The author's children's names. Oh, okay. This one is Arthur's Christmas. It has to be just right, said Arthur. I want Santa to like it. Well, hurry up, said D.W. I want to get home and see if Grandma's there and how many presents she bought me. Oh, there are 3 of them? Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out because there's lots of details on this one. So there's D.W. She's being really pushy. She wants to go home. Arthur is looking for a present for Santa Claus. And there's this lady. Looks like she's picking something out. There's some stockings, some markdowns, candy canes. At home, D.W. added 10 more things she wanted to her Christmas list and copied it over in red pencil. Arthur and D.W. cheered when they heard the car in the driveway. Grandma, are there presents in there for me? Asked D.W. D.W., she doesn't hold back. There's Grandma and Grandpa visiting for the holidays. There's Mom. She's excited to see them. Grandma, do you think Santa would like new mittens or gloves? Asked Arthur. Whatever happened to, hello, I'm glad to see you, asked Grandma Thora. They're really excited to see them. Look at how cold it is, these little wisps of snow popping in. Lots of details. They got their Christmas cards. Looking for anything that sticks out. After dinner, everyone relaxed. Look, said DW, I teached Killer a trick. Taught, said Grandma. You taught Killer a trick. But DW didn't hear. She had seen something on television to add to her list. Arthur, what's the matter? Asked Grandma. I haven't found the right gift for Santa, said Arthur. Only 2 shopping days left, reminded DW. So they're in the thick of it. They probably just had their dinner. Everybody's relaxing. There's Grandma in her PJs. And there's Arthur just kicking back on the sofa. They got the little light there. It's a little red lamp. And then there's Dad. Maybe there's Dad or that's Mom. I don't know. There's the Christmas tree in the back room. There's DW. All ADHD. Going from one thing to another. Playing with a dog. Talking to Grandma. And now she's watching TV. Making a list. The next day, Arthur, DW, and their friends went shopping. Killer went too. Arthur searched the entire store and still couldn't find the perfect gift for Santa. What's the big problem? Asked DW. I can see 100 things I want. Let's go tell Santa. Santa, what would you like for Christmas? Asked Arthur. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. You just leave the giving to me. DW had her pictures taken, patting Santa's tummy. DW, she's got to learn about boundaries. So there's Arthur. He's still looking for a present for Santa. DW, she's over it. If it doesn't have to do, it's not about her, she doesn't want to hear about it. So then they go to Santa Claus to ask him what he wants. And she's patting him on the belly. Buster was next. Santa, be careful coming down the chimney at our house. My parents always forget to put out the fire. Ho, 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 said Santa. Don't worry. I'll use the front door. Then it was Francine's turn. Have you been a good little girl? Asked Santa. Oh, yes, smiled Francine. I'm always good. Always? Asked Santa. Francine. Isn't that funny? And then there's the picture of them with Santa all getting their turn at Toyland. Just that way. Afterward, Buster treated them all to ice cream. Arthur could hardly finish his root beer float. He had only one more shopping day. Look, said Francine, Santa eats ice cream. I'll have a banana split with 6 scoops of bubblegum ice cream, said Santa. With double hot fudge, whipped cream, and nuts. I'll say he eats ice cream, said DW. So after Santa's shift, he went to go get some ice cream. And all the kids are just sitting there eating their dessert. And Santa asks for, I'll have a banana split with 6 scoops of bubblegum ice cream with double hot fudge, whipped cream, and nuts. I'll say he eats ice cream, said DW. Always an observer. Look at the lady with her glasses. At home, Arthur asked his family for help. How about a nice colorful tie, said Father. Aftershave is always a good gift, said Mother. I bet Santa could use some toasty warm long johns, said Grandma. I would take the toasty warm long johns. Everyone the same thing. Let's see what she's getting. Graham, Arthur, Killer, Helen, Mom. She is getting everybody the same thing. They're taking out all the wrapping paper. Spears. Oh, instead of Sears, Spears Weird Book. And then all the decorations at the top there. That afternoon, everyone was getting ready to go caroling. But Arthur didn't have time for Christmas carols. Time was running out. Please come along, begged DW. I'll be the only kid. And besides, Miss Tibble always gives us a present and hot chocolate. So they were going to go caroling. Arthur's caught up in his gift for Santa. He really wants to make it special. Look at the little neighborhood in the background. The colonials. The little cottages in the back. And the family. Arthur went window shopping instead, hoping that he would give him an idea for Santa's present. Santa was ho-ho-hoing and drinking diet root beer at the car wash. Moments later, Santa was at the Golden Chopstick, eating subgum chogu. Santa must have run to the deli at the corner of North and Main. The waitress shouted Santa's order to the cook. Catch a fish, hit with rye, and a pair of shoes on it. Santa sure eats a lot, thought Arthur. So Arthur went to go check up on Santa to see what his average day was like. First he went to the Golden Chopstick. Then he went to the deli around the corner. Finally, Arthur went home. He hadn't seen a single thing in any of the store windows he thought Santa would like. Santa was on TV eating Papa Piper's pickled peppers. That's it, said Arthur. He started making a list. So he thinks every Santa he sees is Santa. His little coat. Arthur counted his money. DW, he said in his sweetest voice. Okay, how much do you need? Asked DW. But only if you promise to stop being such a grouch. Look at DW's little room. Dear Santa, put presents under the tree. This way to the Christmas tree. Follow the red arrows. Christmas tree this way. Presents go down here. She's not missing a beat. Look at her little room. She's got this cute little lamp and this quilt here. Little stuffed animal, little tree house. Calendar. And there's the Arthur trying to get some money from her piggy bank. The next morning, Arthur gave DW half of his list. He took the other half. Look at that skinny Santa. They're at the grocery store. All the fruits and vegetables. Gouda, Swiss, goat cheese. That's some really good cheese. Coffee and cheese. DW had to keep Killer out of the kitchen, while Arthur made Santa's present. What's all that noise? Asked Father. Arthur is making a mess, reported DW. The kitchen door opened and Arthur sneezed. Mom, how many cups of pepper in pickled peppers? He asked. Maybe I should help, said Mother. No, please, said Arthur. I want to make Santa's present myself. Just tell me how many sticks of gum in subgum chow goo. Poor Santa, said DW. He's gonna take Santa's whole eating menu for one day and squish it together. Look how pretty the poinsettias look in the background there. Hours later, Arthur whistled while he set the table for Santa. What's that? Asked Father. Pickled peppers, a hot fudge sundae on bubblegum ice cream, and subgum chow goo. I sort of combined Santa's favorite foods, Arthur explained. Ew. What's that big lumpy thing that's moving? Asked Grandma. A pizza to go, said Arthur, with everything on it. If you want Santa to come, you'd better go to bed, said Mother. If we want Santa to come, thought DW, we'd better do something about that food. So he took the whole menu, put it together so that Santa could have something to eat. But DW says, if you want Santa to come, we better do something about that food. DW couldn't fall asleep. I have to do something, she thought. poor Arthur worked so hard. But if Santa gets some whiff of Arthur's present, he'll never set foot in the dining room, much less eat any of it. Careful to miss the squeaky step, DW tiptoed downstairs in the dark. So she's going to try to get rid of his gift that he made. But look at their little living room. It's probably the granddad. On the little tree. It's got some little angels with these little red light bulbs on it. Fireplace. There's the mess inside the kitchen there. The next morning, Arthur was the first one up. Santa ate it all, he cried, and he left a note. Dear Arthur, you are so nice to take the time to find out my favorite foods and make them. Thank you. You also teached me about Christmas spirit. Love, Santa. P.S. Aren't you luckier to have such a nice little sister? DW. She's a nut. The end. Arthur's Christmas. A good way to follow up the Little Critter series. Just a Little Critter collection. We read out of that one first. Then we followed it up with Arthur's Christmas. In the comment section, let's see which ones you are enjoying the most. 1 in the comment section or 2 for Arthur's Christmas. Let's see what everybody is thinking. What say you in the comment section? Victoria, Big 10. I agree. User 173, Arthur. Victoria 2. Nay TV 2. Amber UGC 2. Whitwee, welcome in. 2. Yeah. I'm going to have to say Arthur. I really like the Christmas vibes on Arthur. That one was really good. Really good. Okay. Let's go back into memory lane. The third project that we made were the Santa Claus. And again, this time we made a model. And we made 2 Santa Claus. We made traditional Santa, we made African American Santa, and then we made Hispanic Santa. Hispanic Santa's already in the back somewhere here. But these are the 2. Here is traditional Santa, and here is African American Santa. We wanted to make sure that we were inclusive for Christmas. I think these were probably the funnest ones that we made and the best ones out of the Christmas season. We got cotton balls and we went crazy with them. We got a Santa face template and a Santa hat. We colored it. Dartini, do you remember these? I think you were with us at that time. All right, let's go ahead and put these. We're going to put these ones in the back here. I think. What did we do with the other Santa? Where is Mexican Santa's over here. So we're going to put our other Santa here in the back. All right. Now we're going to read our third book of the night. We're going to read let's take a non-Christmas one because we did do a Lola, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bree, we need to upgrade Santa this year. Our skills have maybe we'll make a Santa like we did the Scarecrow. Remember the Scarecrow? Maybe we'll make a Santa like that, a big one. But where would we hang it? Maybe we should use the TV to hang them. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, Dartini. We've been here a whole year. Can you believe it? Okay, we're gonna do a non-traditional, not a non-traditional, but we're gonna not do a Christmas one for now, because we've done we did a Christmas or a library haul just recently, so we want to get through these books. Let's see what we have in here. This one's a really interesting one. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I agree, Brie. We need to upgrade. We're gonna do a snowflake again too, but we have to find different materials for the snowflake. Rock. This one's gonna be an interesting one. I hope. We love a good end page. This is kind of like a dark blue earth tone. Now we really have to look at this beginning page here because it's nighttime. You can see the clouds in the sky here. I don't know if that's the ocean, but that's just the background. Maybe it's the desert. And then here is the rock. Right here. The rock in rock. Look at that art. Oranges, burnt oranges, yellows, whites, some blacks here. Oh, this is from this year. This is a new book. Ooh, this one's going to be really nice. So here we have a rock. And then we got this bird flying in. Clouds. Sky. Dark. We get an up close of the seagull or the bird's eye. Something is definitely not right. And then he goes down to get it. And then he realizes it's a rock. That must have really hurt its beak. That's why we're like, oh. What do you think you are? That's the bird telling the rock. Or is it the rock telling the bird? I'm not sure yet. But I'm assuming it's the bird telling the rock. So they spit it out probably. I am a rock. So from the perspective of the rock now, we've got all these birds flying around. I don't think you are a rock. No, you are too small. I see you as a pebble. Okay. Somebody wants to give their opinion. They're allowed their opinion. I don't think you're a rock. I think you're a pebble. I am a rock. Oh, it looks like it's a seagull and it's by the ocean. There's somebody walking by. Mind you, you could be a stone. Yes, that is what you are, a stone. This seagull, very opinionated seagull, telling him who he is. I am a rock. He did not, the rock did not fall for that one. He's standing in his power. Yeah, that bird is rude. He's standing in his power as a rock. Regardless, pebble, stone, rock. Splash, skip, plop. Bird's kind of a bully. And once you hit bottom, there is no guarantee you will find your way back. Here, to this beach. He's a busybody. Though, if you are lucky, the winds and the waves might assist you. Drag, heave, swash you ashore. but it could take you years, ages, eons. Okay. They're gorgeous illustrations, though. These kind of look like water, almost like watercolors. These blues. Different shades of blue. Some dark, some light, and then some white in there. And even if you do manage to return, there is no rule that says you will not be tossed into the water again, and again, and again. These layers, grass, sand, and then the blue waters. And each time you will be worn down to less than you are now, more and more minuscule, insignificant. I know, right, Brie? Tell us how you really feel. I really like this though because of the words, because words have meaning and they have power. So they're trying to diminish him with their words. Weak, minuscule, and insignificant. Until one day you are just a speck and risk disappearing completely. Forever gone. Okay. I want to know what the rock's comeback is going to be. And all he says is, I am a rock. Fine, I will give you that. But you must know you are merely one rock amongst an infinite number of other rocks. This seagull is not giving up on the insults. Not giving up on the insults. And worse, you are lost in the crowd, dull, without even a hint of shine. You have no pleasing color. No crystals, no speckles, no veins, no bands, no ripples, no fossils. You're not even perfectly round, or best shaped like a heart. Jeez Louise. I really want to know how this is going to end. And all he says is, I am a rock. Come get their seagull. She is mean. Insist all you want, but I'm telling you, you are nothing special. Gosh, very harsh. So it looks like the little girl's swishing the seagull away, chasing it away. Or maybe just chasing it in general and it leaves. Maybe they end up meeting that rock. Georgia Peach. I know, I'm curious to see. So the little girl goes and grabs it. Look at that background sky. Isn't that pretty? I am a rock. So she takes, the little girl collects the rocks and she makes a heart. No, it's too small. I thought it was bigger. Yeah, I thought so too. I think the whole point of the story is people can tell you negative things, but be like a rock and don't let words discourage you or get you down. I was kind of looking for a better comeback. Hey, Mac, welcome in. Oh, daylight savings with yeah. Yeah, be proud of who you are. The and rock. I thought that was very creative. I'd give it about a 7. I'd give it about a 7. An 8 for illustrations. That was good. All right, let's review what we've read so far. We started with Just a Little Critter Collection 1. I know, Georgia Peach, right? Then we followed that up with Arthur 2. And then 3, Rock. I'm going to go with the Little Critter Series 1. Georgia Peach 3, you like that one? That one was a good one. What is everybody else thinking in the comments section? Let's see what everybody is thinking. You're giving Rock a 3. 1 for me. Amber, you see? The Little Critter for Mac. Yeah, those ones are good ones. All right. Let's look inside the tub. Well, for those of you who are just joining us, we're taking out our decorations that we made from last year. Another one where we made a model. We did snowflakes. Yeah, the rock could have been better, I agree. We made snowflakes with glitter, and then we put little bells attached to them. Oh, Mac, no, we read that one first. That was our first one. Yeah. Again, not our best work, but we were just getting started last year. So we're going to go ahead and put these up. We're going to put these at the bottom here. I'm going to put these over here. They'll be pretty decorations. I think the tree's going to look really good with all these homemade decorations on them. Yeah, Georgia Peach, we put them, I put them in the, this is my tree here. When I put it away, I stashed them all in a bag. I think Mac. And then, because we're not going to have time for all of them, I'm going to show you guys the rest of them. So then we made gingerbread men. We used peppercorn. This is like peppercorn before you grind it. And then we had these little cupcake embellishments that we used. Real food. Everybody picked the colors that they wanted. And then we tied them up with these little things. The little ribbons. We're going to put these guys down here. In the back. Put that in the back, and then we have one more set, and I'll show you guys those when we're finished. Okay, so for our last book tonight, you guys are going to get a special treat tonight. Since it is the first it's the first Christmas night of Read Alouds, we got The Nightmare Before Christmas. This one is illustrated and written by Tim Burton. So this is a really good exclusive book, right, Mac? Mm-hmm. Comes with a little CD. We love a good end page. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, it's the 25th anniversary edition. Gosh, it came out in 2000. Mac, I have seen it. I love it. Yeah, this is a really good one. This very traditional. Text and illustrations, copyright 1993. Oh, is that when it came out? Well, look at how pretty. Look at the characters, the cast of characters. The beginning. There's a note by Tim Burton. It says, I wrote the Nightmare Before Christmas poem long before I thought of it becoming a stop-motion film. It was always intended as a book, and I'm so happy that I was able to accomplish that original vision and that people 25 years later seem to still appreciate it. Oh, really, Catherine? You know what? I rewatched it again just recently when I went to go visit my friend. It's a really cute story. I love Tim Burton and his quirkiness. It was late one fall in Halloween land, and the air had quite a chill. Against the moon, a skeleton sat, alone upon a hill. He was tall and thin with a bat bow tie. Jack Skellington was his name. He was tired and bored in Halloween land. Everything was always the same. Jack Skellington. Look at those great illustrations. Those pumpkins at the bottom there. That moon. Mac, isn't this a good book? We love a good moon in children's literature. I'm sick of the scaring, the terror, the fright. I'm tired of being something that goes bump in the night. I'm bored with leering my horrible glances, and my feet hurt from dancing those skeleton dances. I don't like graveyards, and I need something new. There must be more to life than just yelling. Boo. Isn't that great? Look at that picture. So I didn't know it started out as a poem. And then he made it into a movie. Then out from a grave with a curl and a twist came a whimpering, whining, spectral mist. It was a little ghost dog with a faint little bark and a jack-o'-lantern nose that glowed in the dark. It was Jack's dog Zero, the best friend he had, but Jack hardly noticed, which made Zero sad. Oh, so there's his dog Zero. He's ignoring his dog. There's a little nose. That's a jack-o'-lantern. And there he comes out of the graveyard there. All that night and through the next day, Jack wandered and walked. He was filled with dismay. Look at that picture. Isn't that an amazing picture? We love. Well, he kept most of it and turned it into a musical with intention. Yeah, they did a really good job. And imagine 25 years ago, stop motion. Now you don't have to make that stop motion that way anymore. You can all do it by AI. But look at that picture. Isn't that great? He's skulking. Then deep in the forest, just before night, Jack came upon an amazing sight. Not 20 feet from the spot where he stood were 3 massive doorways carved in wood. He stood before them completely in awe. He gazed transfixed by one special door. Entranced and excited with a slight sense of worry, Jack opened the door to a white, windy flurry. So there are the 3 doors. Stop motion was something special. Yes, Lola, I agree. Definitely a lost art. And the amount of work that goes into it to do it. So he went into the Christmas tree door. I remember seeing the movie again, and I was wondering why they never came up with like follow-ups with Easter and Valentine's Day. I guess you can only have so many good ideas. So he entered the door, and then look what happens when he enters the door. He falls in. Look at how gorgeous that illustration is. A spiral. A spiral of stars. Jack didn't know it, but he had fallen down in the middle of a place called Christmas Town. Immersed in the light Jack no longer haunted, he had finally found the feeling he wanted. And so that his friends wouldn't think him a liar, he took the present-filled stockings that hung by the fire. He took candy and toys that were stacked on the shelves, and a picture of Santa with all his elves. He took lights and ornaments and the star from the tree, and from the Christmas Town sign, he took the big letter C. He picked up everything that sparkled or glowed. He even picked up a handful of snow. He grabbed it all, and without being seen, he took it all back to Halloween. So here he is. He enters the town of Halloween, or Christmas Town. And this is exactly what you would think Christmas Town looks like. A little snowman, candies all over the place. And there he is, right in the middle of all of the action. Back in Halloween, a group of Jack's peers stared in amazement at his Christmas souvenirs. For this wondrous vision, none were prepared. Most were excited, though a few were quite scared. So he brings back all his treats that he found. We've got Dracula, the devil, ghosts, pumpkins, jack-o'-lantern, witches. For the next few days, while it lightning and thundered, Jack sat alone and obsessively wondered, why is it they get to spread laughter and cheer, while we stalk the graveyards spreading panic and fear? Well, I could be Santa and I could spread cheer. Why does he get to do it year after year? Outraged by injustice, Jack thought and he thought. Then he got an idea. Yes, why not? So he cannot get this new world out of his mind. And he sees his little dog there. This is a really good book. In Christmas Town, Santa was making some toys when through the din he heard a soft noise. He answered the door, and to his surprise, he saw weird little creatures in strange disguise. They were altogether ugly and rather petite. As they opened their sacks, they yelled, "Trick or treat!" Then a confused Santa was shoved into a sack and taken to Halloween to see Mastermind Jack. Look at that. There's the actual Santa Claus. He's gonna get kidnapped. In Halloween, everyone gathered once more, for they'd never seen a Santa before. And as they cautiously gazed at this strange old man, Jack related to Santa his masterful plan. "My dear Mr. Claus, I think it's a crime that you've got to be Santa all of the time. But now I will give presents and I will spread cheer. We're changing places. I'm Santa this year. It is I who will say Merry Christmas to you. So you may lie in my coffin, creak doors, and yell boo. And please, Mr. Claus, don't think ill of my plan, for I'll do the best Santa job that I can. And though Jack and his friends thought they'd do a good job, their idea of Christmas was still quite macabre. We love a good word, macabre. Look at that. The devil, the clown, Dracula, kidnapping Santa. They were packed up and ready for on Christmas Eve day when Jack hitched his reindeer to his sleek coffin sleigh. But on Christmas Eve, as they were about to begin, a Halloween fog slowly rolled in. Jack said, "We can't leave, this fog's just too thick. There will be no Christmas, and I can't be Saint Nick." Then a small glowing light pierced through the fog. What could it be? It was Zero, Jack's dog. Jack said, "Zero, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" And to be so needed was Zero's great dream. So he joyously flew to the head of the team. And as the skeletal sleigh started its ghostly flight, Jack cackled, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." So he got up in the air. He was able to go because of his dog Zero had that glowing pumpkin. So they were able to navigate the night. And there they are spreading Christmas joy with all the dead reindeers. The skeletal reindeers. With Zero at the front. Lighting the way. 'Twas the nightmare before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was peaceful, not even a mouse. The stockings all hung by